3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
All right, 5 o'clock on a Friday. Let's do this. Let's hit the books.
Monday.
Part of the Hammer Betting Network, sponsored by FanDuel, alongside the man, the myth, the legend himself, Joey Knish, producer extraordinaire Zach Phillips, noticeably absent today. We will talk about that a little bit. Jacob, the main man, my main man, Jacob's filling in for him. I am merely Brad Powers. Before we recap another winning weekend, although it could have been better, and I'm going to bring that up. I mean, we could have had another monster weekend. We were actually unlucky to go 8-4. Before we get into all that, your questions, comments, concerns, as we already preview the upcoming Week 12. That's right, Week 12 slate. Let me remind everybody that Hit the Books is indeed brought to you by FanDuel. You might have heard of them. And you can make every moment more this college football season with a win on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Love FanDuel, whether it's, releasing the sides and totals first to market, 4 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Love waking up early to get those bets in for the upcoming week, whether it's, where it's maction, it's November, whether it's releasing those several days in advance before everybody else, whether it's getting win totals in. They had win totals posted last February. Now, I don't think I did a very good job of it. Knish will tell you that, as he, if I have a missing finger or two, that'll be your note that I didn't do a good job betting those FanDuel win totals. But hey, kudos to them. They put them up early, whether I win or lose. Love FanDuel, regardless of all that. And right now, all customers get a profit boost every single college football game day. That means you can pump up your gridiron winnings multiple times a week. Obviously, there's some big games this weekend. I'm guessing their favorite parlay boost token of this week will be the game of the week. It's basically an elimination game, Georgia, Tennessee. And you can use your bets on spreads, live bets, totals, and so much more. Just visit FanDuel.com/hitthebooks to download America's #1 sportsbook. That's FanDuel.com/hitthebooks. Disclaimer, you must be 21 plus and present in select states or 18 plus and present in D.C. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg/help.com. Knish, Detroit Lions win. Don't cover, though. But all in all, probably a good weekend for you, bud. How you been?
Good weekend on the show. Good weekend. I mean, Lions win, not cover was exactly what Joey K was looking for last night. I'll be honest with you.
Me too.
So that worked out just perfect. Maybe my golf MVP tickets took a little bit of a hit, but other than that, hey, another good weekend, and looking forward to a little Monday action here. People in the comments said you're so ready to get to the keep this heater going. You said Friday in the show today, so it's a Monday show, and let's I
did say Friday.
You did. I said this guy he's really feeling. He's ready to get going, but a nice weekend. Could have been another legendary weekend if the good Lord didn't hate us on a couple of these plays, but let's recap it and let's get a few early ones for the week.
Yeah, let's recap, though. Before we get in our major takeaways from the weekend, obviously a couple big games. So we lost one. The worst bet that we made was obviously, I'll take the blame, LSU. We had CLV there, but I mean, no show, big game, Brian Kelly. Last time I bet big game, Brian Kelly in a big game. That was the loser that obviously we deserved to lose. Let's talk about Utah. Could have won that game outright. Oklahoma plus 2.5. What a nightmare finish that was. Not saying that they were, the best play, but the fact that they lose by 7 in that game, my goodness, especially when you're up.
Missouri got the ball back down after the scoop and score. I had a few texts from people. They were anywhere from plus 700 to plus 1,000 live.
Yes.
So
that's a bad beat there. That wasn't our only one. UAB leads 20-3 at halftime. We're getting 7 and a hook. The only time they're not covering is what, the final minute of the game. That hurt bad because that was going up against tailgate tent. To blow when you got a touchdown plus dog up 17 at halftime, you think you got to win there. And then one of my biggest bets of the year. Are you kidding me? North Texas. Not only do I get bad information as far as, oh, he's not going to play. He is going to play. Okay, that's fine. He plays. North Texas has not one, not two, but 3 trips inside the 10-yard line result in 0 points. 0. Just need one score there.
That Chandler Morris interception was legit. Like, I thought I was in like the gap. Like, it was one of those plays where, it's just inside the goal line, sprint outside left. You try and do a little bit of a crosser to get the guy was wide open. The guy route was designed was wide open going to the corner by the pylon. Like, that's who you want to get open. He throws it to the other guy in the back of the end zone who's double covered for the pick. I tell you what, I should have stuck with my Chandler Morris is a fraud from, when he was on TCU and they went undefeated when they booted him off the field in the first game for TCU. What a disgraceful performance. That was rough with some of that decision making.
I had a guy reach out to me. He's not a tinfoil hat guy. And he's in fact never brought any of this up ever. He said that was it was so bad at the goal line multiple times that he thought there was some shenanigans.
I have never, like, the last one I can't get over because you're like
a simple thing that you can throw at a high school kid.
High school route, 2 receivers, 1 crosses, goes to the pylon. Yeah, you throw it to him, and he just like off balance lobs it to the back guy. That was
rough. But we did have, we focused on the losses. We did have a bunch of wins. So if you want to bring them back up, obviously we had a good day. We've had a good season, winning season. Obviously I mentioned Utah, Mississippi State. You can't lay points with Tennessee. Colorado, we did have one. Thank you.
Scoop and
thank
score,
you, Shiloh
baby.
Sanders, for picking that up and scoring a touchdown. That was nice because I thought we were dead. You see that first quarter there. Oh my God, I thought we were totally dead. Then I thought we were going to easily win after the third quarter. I just needed one score in the fourth, and it didn't look like we were going to get there. So we got there with the Colorado win total. A bunch of other wins there. Good winning week. We'll see if we can get into, San Jose State won outright. What else do we got there?
Kansas blowout winner.
Winner outright. Georgia Tech wins outright. UCLA wins outright. I mean, come on, folks. Those are easy. Again, we should have had like a 10-2 week.
Yep.
Just being honest. Not like we were fortunate. All right. Bigger takeaways. Obviously, I would say this. I would not want to play Ole Miss in a playoff. They're going to get, 10 or 11 or 12 seed. I would not want to play the Crimson Tide of Alabama if Milroe plays like that in a playoff game. So those are 2 teams that we saw their A-plus performances, and I'm here to tell you their A-plus performances are as good as anybody in the country. So those teams are pretty live, to say the least, if they get in the playoffs.
It was like shocking to see Ole Miss beat Georgia in the trenches on both sides of the ball. Because that was where it was really won. It wasn't an Ole Miss game where Lane was up and down, and you could. It's funny because you could tell he was locked in for that. It wasn't your jovial Lane Kiffin who's up there. So they wanted that one. They had a great game plan, and they beat up Georgia's O-line and were able to kind of ugly it up enough on offense without some of their the best skill player there and a little banged up. And so that was I agree, especially if Ole Miss gets healthy, where they can get Trey Harris, they can get pre-scoring, they get some of those, skill players back along with what they've done in the trench. I mean, now granted, they have 0 margin for error due to, a couple of bad losses.
They're not losing to Florida or Mississippi State.
No, I agree. But you know what? Yeah, I agree, though. They're probably getting in, and that is not a team that
I'll be betting. I'm guessing I'm going to be betting on them in the playoff game. So I don't know if there's value. I mean, I'm going to go boring and say, you can get them to 10-1 to win the title. I'm going to say you're probably best off mechanical parlay. because, I mean, they're going to have to win 4 games. Not like they're going to get a bye. Although, let's see what happens in the SEC championship game. Looks like there's a very good possibility there's going to be 4 or 5, maybe 6 teams tied to see how those tiebreakers break out as far as who makes the SEC championship game. I feel bad if there's a 2-loss team in the SEC championship game. They lose. They get 3 losses. They might be out. So that'll be anxious to see how that shapes out. Another takeaway, the Big 12 and the ACC are only getting 1 team each. And they should be thankful that they're getting 1 team. So
I can't believe of the games that Miami, not that they lost the game, but lost it in that fashion where we were on at halftime where Haynes King is obviously not 100%. Georgia Tech loses their best being running back, their second string running back, and then to go and they can't come. Man, that is, I agree with you. I think that's a 1-team league, so to speak.
I hope they adjust the rules where I'm fine with the ACC champ getting in an automatic bid. I don't want to see the top 4 champs get the top 4 seeds. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I agree.
For BYU or Miami or SMU to get a 3 and 4 seed is a joke. Won't be a joke for the teams that get to play them in the quarterfinal round. I'll tell you that. They're going to be happy because they're going to be favored. These 2-loss SEC teams, thank you very much. I'll play BYU. I'll play an SMU or a Miami. Let's get to the chat, the true stars of the show. Benjamin Rash with a super chat, 1999. Thank you to all that have served. 1 day of appreciation is never enough. Agree. Well, very well said, Benjamin. I have not served. So hopefully we get that in the hands of people who have served. Has anybody in the Hammer Betting Network served?
Joey
in the military, and I'm not saying time.
Yeah, Joey K. Sr. was actually drafted to Vietnam, the old man. So took him to get some Veterans Day stuff today. So yeah, he was in. Maybe not not willingly, but he was in. And he was, so yeah, it seems a while time ago, but yeah, especially anybody that watches, anybody, thank you for the service. I really appreciate that, Benny.
Right back at you guys. Again, appreciate that super chat there. Speaking of super chats, another one, $1.99 from Little Jeff Sony. Maryland Rutgers thoughts. Doctor came in on Maryland today. I'm going to say this. Well, we up to 6 now, Maryland Rutgers. Yeah. I would be more inclined on the Rutgers side at current.
Yeah, me too. I'm a little surprised at that one by the good doctor. It got, but I didn't think it was going to get there, and it got bought back a little bit. But yeah, I would lean Rutgers already, and if we saw 7, would be. That's
one we're going to holster that one in the chamber. Let's see where the market is on Friday for that one. Yeah, I'm more on Rutgers there. That was a big win for them. And big rally there. And obviously they need another one for bowl eligibility. So they're going to go all in here. Maryland got a cover. That was one head-to-head. You beat me. Remember, we went head-to-head on Saturday.
Oh, I know. Don't we? Yeah. Put it on the sheet, baby, Jake. Yeah. Jacob, make sure that's on the sheet. If it is, count it twice.
There you go. That's Joey K. Let's get back to the chat. Action Sports Central. What do you guys think about Iowa State's number? Seems a little bit high. Also, West Virginia seems like a play even without Green. Starting with Iowa State, I did bet them. I might be part of the reason why it's high, but I would not be recommending to bet them now at current. Did you take part in that? They opened 6 yesterday.
I did. So I would agree. I think it's a bit high where it was. I mean, here's what I'll say. I think we kind of Iowa State. I don't want to call them totally fraudulent, but I mean
they are who we thought they were, though. Not that great.
Yeah, they are who we thought they were to start the season, and that was not a team that was going to run the table, go undefeated. I'd probably lean Cincinnati. At this point, at that number, I think the Cincinnati West Virginia game might have given us an opportunity on 2 games because, to be honest with you, I think Cincinnati should have won that game.
Yeah. And you want best bet at 8.5 or no?
Are you there?
I can only bet Cincinnati at current. I'm just saying, I laid 6 because I thought it was going up.
Yeah. So. The other game I've got a stronger take on.
All right, let's get to that because Action Sports Central asked about it. West Virginia Baylor without Green. I am more inclined to be betting Baylor in this game.
Yeah, I Baylor under 3 for me is a play.
Right.
Robertson got the bill of health, clean bill of health, looks good to go. I don't think West Virginia's secondary and Cincinnati, when they got the passing game going a little bit, second get. I mean, and
what if Green's in and the line moves?
That's fair. There is that. Again, do I think he's going to play? Probably not. There is that potential scenario.
What's the Nishi Mole say? Not necessarily the injury, but I'm trying to time this right so we get the best price. You think it goes to 3?
I think it goes out to 3, assuming that Green doesn't play.
All right. There we go. Baylor. Misleading. Very misleading. Very misleading game. West Virginia last week. Two obviously defensive touchdowns. We were talking about it live. The pick 6 changed momentum. And then Cincinnati grabbed momentum again, and there was another, defensive touchdown. So, yeah. All right, there you go.
Yeah, Baylor's going to buy on team, and I love this spot for him. Even though it's in Morgantown and that, coming off a little bit of West Virginia, a lot of games going here, beat up, backup quarterback, not really playing that well. Yeah, I think this is a good spot for Baylor, especially with Robertson good to go. I think that passing offense should shred him up.
There you go. Best bet. There we go. Baylor -2.5. Burt Browning's in the chat. Happy Monday, fellas. North Texas +6. Very painful. Nebraska, USC. I think SC blows them out. North Texas, yes, very painful. SC game, I'm not. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts there. We got a new quarterback for SC. Mayava is going to play, and now we got a new offensive coordinator for Wisconsin. No, that's Nebraska. Jesus, I'm
your boy.
Yeah. Nebraska. Yeah, Jesus, I'm mixing them up. Yeah, the Nebraska new OC Holgerson. What the hell are we doing? Going over?
This is really a Burt. This is like your don't touch with the 10-foot pole game. I don't know. I mean, Mayava is not. I'm a little surprised at that. My guess would be Miller Moss probably heads out somewhere else after this season, because I didn't think a lot of the struggles this season were totally on him. Obviously you've got the Raiola injury and Holgo coming in. Like, I don't know. I don't really know what to make of that.
I don't either. He's just got there. It's not like, he's been with the team all off season.
And I mean, I wouldn't say they were running a Holgo type of system in any way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not
even close.
No. So I have no idea what he's going to try and do in 1 week here. Like, are they going to be running, what he was running at Houston, West Virginia, or I don't know.
Good game to live bet.
Yeah. That's a really, like, this late. And I know they're in a rough stretch here, but to me, that's something you do, like, maybe before the bowl game, if you make a bowl, or going into next year I don't know. That seems a little bit panic button-y for the rule era.
Agree. Yeah, I pass. Bert, I just read that. Trip in the chat. Happy Veterans Day. Right back at you to all that served. Colorado +160 to win the Big 12 in the market. Could this be a better pricing angle to play Hunter to win the Heisman? Little wiggle room in case Hunter finishes second or third. We were on did we put that in the portfolio, Colorado? I know you did.
I know. I was going to say it's in the Knish portfolio. I don't know if we put it in the show portfolio.
Okay.
I know we talked about it on the show, being a good buy there, but
I don't want to do it right now.
No. Because
what are you doing with the Heisman? Hunter's the favorite. Deserves to be the favorite
for sure. But at Kansas looks. I mean, that's going to be what a Colorado, maybe a 1 or 2 point fave there. I mean. Maybe
I love them Jayhawks right now.
Me too. Especially you want to already get to this week's Rock Chalk.
Yeah, let's Rock Chalk it. We'll go Kansas BYU, Jacob. We'll bring up that game. We just not even bury the lead here. Kansas BYU.
They're the best buy in the country.
Yeah, they are. It started with the Kansas State game.
Yeah.
As soon as they turned it on against Houston. A few weeks back, you're like, whoa. I mean, that was the Kansas we expected to see, and then could have beaten Kansas State. We're taking
the only 3.5 left out there too. So,
Yeah. So Jacob, when you put that in, shop around for the best number because I don't know the plus 3.5 juiced at 118 is probably not best, but anything above 3.
I think most places are, like flat 3 now. So
are they?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, I think 3.5.
Right.
3.5.
But yeah, I agree. I like the Rock Chalk a lot. BYU incredibly fortunate to be Utah there, and then getting a team that is finally firing on all cylinders here in the Leopold troop. So yeah, I don't know. We questioned it a little early. They have really righted the ship. Gotten healthy at a few spots, but that's the sign of good coaching, great coaching. There is, when you can have that rocky start and then bring it back together and get the team kind of coming up like so. Yeah, I like that a lot.
I think they went all right. Probably going to be in money line round robin parlay. What do you call it? The Joey K lay?
The Joey K underdog parlay.
Okay.
We've been workshopping it.
Okay. I think that's a likely team in that this week. Just saying.
I would agree.
Right?
Yeah. No, I mean, okay. I just,
we'll see where the number's at.
I was going to say, see where the numbers are. I'm just kind of surprised the 3 hooks hung out there today.
Well, there was a lot of, keep in mind, last week there was a lot of BYU love and a spot that we, a lot of people, including us, liked Utah. So I don't know why. What is the market seeing in BYU? I don't see it. So, I mean, they're 4-0 in close games. Kansas 0-5. Changed a couple plays in these team seasons, and we're not dealing with 3.5. Another best bet in the Big 12. All right, let's get back to it. Charles in the chat, more futures. I have Indiana 250-1, Big 10, and to make playoff tickets. Thinking of dumping a lot of my equity in Ohio State before the game. Any opinion on Big 10 and other conference winners? I mean, I understand that because, I mean, the chances are they lose that one. We're looking at Ohio State, Oregon. So, how's it? Yeah, Ohio State would have the tiebreaker over Penn State. Oregon's going to be one because they're unbeaten. Ohio State would have the tiebreaker over Penn State and Indiana, right? Because they beat them both. So,
dump the equity, you'd basically be playing some Ohio State money line.
Yeah, I know. Indiana. I was just saying if they could lose the game and still make it. I'm just saying, I would be dumping it because they're not beating the Buckeyes.
I agree, but so let's talk. I agree with on a couple of aspects. The only question is if they do beat Indiana and then they're going to go, or they do beat Ohio State. Then they're going to be, a dog, a similar sized dog versus Oregon. You're getting into some, tricky hedging spots there. With that said, I'm not going to say got exposed versus Michigan, but that second half, like you started to see that the difference between elite talent and what I would call above average, good coached quality talent Indiana has. Because that Michigan D-line in the second half ate them. I mean, they had negative yards in the second half. It's been a great story, great run. Though I'm sure they'll make the playoff at 11-1. But
you think that's a slam dunk? I don't know.
No, well, let me say I won't say slam dunk.
I would definitely. So to get down to it, I would be hedging more the Big 10 ticket. Lock yourself into a profit there by betting Ohio State money line because you're going to win Ohio State money line. The playoffs a little bit more 50-50, but I think Ohio State. Let's see the price we get next week. I'm looking to bet Ohio State point spread. So I think they could really expose Indiana because that was not a great look last week against Michigan. That second half, they easily could have lost. Big super chat here, Mitchell Ferguson. 139.99.
How do we pronounce? I was trying to say Mitchell earlier in the year. It's like, no, it's just Mitchell. He's like, I'm just Canadian. That's how we spell it.
Fellas, missed the live streams last week and wanted to thank you for crushing last weekend. Thank you for all you do for free. Love the show. Late today, let me get a question in Friday. Well, we'll mark that down.
Brother, you put a super chat like that. You get a question whenever you want. You got a question right now, send it in the chat. We'll answer it for you.
Yes. You got 5 questions. You got 5 right in a row. We'll answer them. But we really appreciate you, Mitchell, for that super chat. That is interesting. EAL Mitchell. Interesting. But I
Yeah,
guess
Mitch,
it's
tell
you know,
us.
Michael. I mean, my middle name is Michael. I guess it's spelled. Is it? I haven't had the. No, it's AEL. What? That's weird. But what isn't weird is we appreciate the super chat, Mitchell. Man, I'm off today. What the hell's wrong with me? I need coffee. I did not get my coffee. That's what it is. Garrett in the chat. What do you guys think about Pitt plus 10 at home against Clemson? I don't like Clemson, but I'm not on this Pitt offense is done.
No, I agree. To be honest with you, I was gonna lean the other way on that one because I think there's only 1 9.5, and it's at the
Is it at our book, FanDuel?
Yeah. Where you at on Clemson under 10?
I haven't bet it yet, but
Okay.
yeah, that's good. Boom.
Yeah, I'm with, and this is just, it's more of a, I agree with. Clemson kind of, played with the food a little bit against Virginia Tech. Wasn't overly impressive. But
they're down 7-0 on the road at Blacksburg. They're off a loss, and they come back and dominate that game. That was impressive, I thought.
No, that's fair. That's fair to put it in a different context. Pitt, I agree. Pitt, like the dream has the dream has died in Pitt. I mean, both QB Yarnell came in after Holstein was banged at 4 for 12, 2 picks. Yeah, and there it goes. I was hoping to get under 10 and hoping it stayed for the stuck for the show, and there you go. So yeah.
Did we get it in, Jacob? That's what she said. Hopefully we got that in at 9.5. If not, somebody did because it moved. Austin in the chat, Arizona State plus 9 anywhere on Scadaboo being out longer. This is very similar to the Iowa State game, Cincy. I laid 6 with Kansas State. It's going to go up, but right now I would bet Arizona State. Where are you at there? Now Arizona State is very fortunate against Central Florida. That was a very misleading win.
Agreed. The Scadaboo thing, I'm more like, if it's a severe enough shoulder injury to be out for a week, like that makes me think it maybe not a 1 week type of deal. So I wouldn't feel super Dr. Knish wouldn't feel super confident in him going. If he even, like, to be honest with you, if he didn't, I'd kind of still lean that way with Arizona State, where I got Kansas State as far as getting margin and all that. It's very interesting. They've kind of morphed the offense a little bit into Avery Johnson being a little bit more of a passer. So yeah, I agree. I agree with the move there. If I had under, a TD or better, but now at this number, if you gave me, I'd probably be looking for 10 here on Arizona State to really get in. Probably in a no-play zone at the moment.
Agree. Let's see Friday on that one. I'm bolting, on that one. And then also the Iowa State Cincy. Or no, did we give out Cincy? I got confused. We gave out Baylor?
No, we haven't officially fired on it yet.
All right. Thank you. Guy asks, great Saturday. Thanks, guys. It feels like Colorado State minus 10.5 is too many points. Big rivalry game, border war, I think they call it. Did not bet it yet. Wyoming, Colorado State on Friday. I don't know. We were wrong on Colorado State.
Yeah, well, I early on I was like, we were right, but give it credit to our man Norvell here, who we've kind of dogged for some points. They have, even with some significant injuries. Now, is some of that? I mean,
9.5. I lean Colorado State.
They're the last 4 games here. San Jose State at home, which was nice. Air Force, Nevada with backups, and New Mexico so.
Well, is Wyoming better than any of them? And they're probably worse than a lot of those teams.
Probably not. I mean, Wyoming off a bye, big offensive output there versus New Mexico. The offensive seemed to be a little bit more stagnant. I can't lay. I agree with them. I think it's too many points. I'm not looking to
shop around. 9.5 is not a good number if you're betting Wyoming.
Yeah, I agreed.
I got to look. We're getting to the time of year you got to check weather, especially in the Rockies. The weather's clear. I could see a sneaky over because Wyoming's offense is getting better as the season's going on. Arthur in the chat, ECU minus 13.5. I do think they're much better with Hauser at quarterback. Obviously, anybody can be better when you're not throwing interceptions. Like that idiot Jake Garcia. They seem to have been getting a bump with the interim. I can't get to 13.5 though. That got. Did you bet ECU? Because that got bet pretty good yesterday.
Early, yeah. I agree. It's rich now. It's that they have obviously, since the coach. I don't love mid-year coaching changes that much, to be honest with you. But that's when they have really kicked it into gear. And yeah, it's just, it got a little rich. If it was around the opener, 10, 11, 12, you could have sold me. Past 13, I got to just lay off there.
Charles in the chat, anything in JMU versus Brad's favorite team and Hugh Freeze laying 24 against a non-conference opponent late in the season? Where have I seen this story before? I did not bet the JMU game yet. I could probably lean Old Dominion there. And I did not bet the Auburn game, but I was looking for something a little steeper for UL Monroe. 2 games I haven't bet yet.
Yeah, I haven't. Again, nothing for me in JMU either. Played a little bit on the total in Auburn ULM, I think early on the under, but so here's the problem. Do you want to think, Peyton? I also saw Peyton Thorne didn't practice all week last week, so don't know for sure. What I don't know. The rest thing is he going to be able to go this week? So we'll see. That said, again, ULM much better year than a lot of people thought. I don't love a team that has absolutely no passing game that kind of relies on like the ground and pound. Again, going to an SEC team that's got I just don't think that works. I don't. I mean, does Auburn get enough margin? I don't know, but I mean, if you're Furies, you better look to get some margin.
You got an opportunity to kill somebody. Kill somebody. Are you kidding me? I don't know. ULM's offense, I know they've been a good story, but I feel like they're kind of running out of gas a little bit. They had that 5-2 start. I don't know if they're going to win another game. So we'll revisit that one on Friday and see where we're at there. We do have another sponsor for today's show. I got to get to this because I was told so by the producer that's not here. The producer, Zach Phillips, nowhere to be found. The whispers are that there's been another show that is getting priority over this show. Yeah, that's funny. Maybe that's why I'm off a little bit. I'm a little, not happy with that.
You're trying to take that knife out of your back. That's exactly.
Yeah. So that's interesting. But Phillips, before he decided to pick the other show over this show, said, you got to read this. And it's interesting because it looks like we got a brand new product here. And if you're looking to beat the college football and basketball player prop market, it's time to try BetStamp Pro, a brand new odds screen from our friends at BetStamp. They've created to highlight market-based edges across any prop type. It's essential for top-down bettors. BetStamp has developed a highly efficient, reliable market-based true line that incorporates unique market-specific adjustments powered by real-time data from over 50 sportsbook. Plus, BetStamp Pro features a user-friendly layout that allows you to view the line history for any prop with ease. What you need to do is you visit betstamp.com/HTB. Betstamp.com/HTB to get Hit the Books exclusive trial pricing and a free demo. A limited number of spots are available, so act quickly. Again, that's betstamp.com/HTB, as in Hit the Books.
Yeah, we got a little teaser before the show on this, and I will say, it seems like right there, looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, interesting.
Also, I probably shouldn't say this before I say it. I think our product might be a little bit more cost friendly than some others that are out there on the market.
Interesting. I like that.
Yeah. So
I see you're more in tune with the gambling drama. I see there's been some back and forth competition between some other.
I think the odds screen. How can I say this politically? The odds screen business has caused a rift between two former friends, big personalities in the industry.
You know what I say? It's the old Godzilla line. Let them fight. I'm anxious to say that. I had a smirk on my face when I saw that. I can tell you that.
Jacob did not grab the 9.5, which probably means this is his last week with the company. So
wow.
yeah, that's
Interesting.
yeah, we wish him well. You know what? References for Tim Hortons or whatever he's going to next. I'm sure Brad will give you a nice cover letter.
There we go. That's Joey Knish. I'm Brad Powers. Jacob, we love you, buddy. But
Or at least we
you gotta
did.
be quick. You gotta be quick on the trigger on this show. We do move markets.
Yeah,
we don't
I know.
always win, but we do move
doing
markets.
the other shows where you can give it out an hour and nobody's touching it. On this show,
nobody's touching it. Yeah,
the people in the chat here are actually betting it. On Edgework, you give out wings minus 120. It's probably minus 110. 6 hours later.
Yeah. We do operate differently here, but for some reason, even with that market influence, I guess we're not the A show according to behind the scenes. So, my goodness. Moses in the chat. Sup, Brad? I always see you wearing college football gear. Ex San Jose State grad. I was just at San Jose State this summer. I liked it there. Let me send you some Spartan gear. Thanks, you guys, for everything. Appreciate you, Moses. And I'll wear it. I mean, San Jose State was another win total. Man, I owe you money. San Jose State was another win total. I thought we had a good one there. Nope. So Niamatalolo has kicked my ass this year. Although we liked San Jose State last week. That was a good winner for us. We took them against Oregon State. Nice outright winner. Chuck C in the chat, current number in Gainesville suggests you guys that Lagway is a go this week. Yeah, I think that's what the number's saying. Looks like light to me if he's out. I kind of lean LSU though.
I
you
agree.
at?
I kind of lean that way as well. So even
Let's,
I know it's kind of.
We giving it out? Or are we waiting? What are we doing? I kind of like LSU even at this number.
I was going to say, if Lagway gets officially announced in, do you think we get a little bit more?
Yeah, I think we get, and maybe might go, and the people want to throw in LSU in the trash after last week. So I think we're probably best served to wait. Because here's the thing: if Lagway gets announced out, it'll move a little bit. I don't know if it'll move enough to reflect it though. By the time Friday comes around, keep in mind, right. I think the market's a little slower with hoops going.
Totally agree.
I noticed that. Now we did see movement on Friday, but last week. But the market was pretty tame until then. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'm looking to bet LSU there. Garrett in the chat, is this the week BYU finally gets clipped? Yeah, we love Kansas here.
We hope so.
Kansas, when the show started, Kansas plus 3.5 was my favorite bet on the board. Trip in the chat, I did a ceremonial burning on my Goff 50-1 MVP ticket. 0 chance he wins it. Yeah, how about them Detroit Lions? 5 interceptions, and they still win.
I was going to say, I mean, I wouldn't put it at 0, Trip. Is that the kind of performance you want on a public Sunday night game? No, but a lot of season to go. If the team can go, 15-2, 16-1, maybe the Bills, maybe you get an injury or something. I wouldn't. Yeah, it's funny because look, how far did he drop down?
Oh my God, he's not even listed.
Yeah, Goff.
Oh my God.
Wow, so I tell you what, I don't think it's dead. I think he's going to win? No. But I wouldn't say it's totally dead. Would I be running to the counter to bet it? No, but don't throw it away just yet, Trip.
Bier also, look at these Lions questions. I don't blame them. People are excited. Lions set up as a nice middle for those early on Texans plus 4.5. I was on Houston last night too.
Yeah, me too. And you know what? Regretfully, I did not partake in any of that middle. I saw some, I think you got up to 4 or 5-1 on the money line early second half. I did not.
I thought that was just going to be a loss. Just one of them days. That's not your day. But
I will say, I was talking to somebody. Tickets for this weekend versus the Jags. Now, this is versus the Jags as a 2-touchdown favorite are insane. Legitimately to get in and sit in we're talking Madison Square Garden places. Nosebleeds are over $200.
What's the thing? I went to a couple Thanksgiving.
Those are
there. What are those tickets like? Probably ridiculous.
Yeah, Thanksgiving's even another level of because Bears on Thanksgiving. Now, granted, usually I don't know if you usually get the Chicago fans coming in. With this year in Bearsville, I don't know when that's happening, but yeah, they'll be crazy still.
I'm rooting for you, buddy. I hope they win it all. I really do. I'm not a big major pro sports guy, but I am rooting for the Detroit Lions probably more for any professional sports team in years in any league. I mean, that would be awesome. Kyle in the chat. Another great weekend, guys. Thanks. If you had to take a national championship future at current odds, who do you like? Ole Miss for me.
Do you know? So FanDuel keeps these up during games, for him, and like, which is awesome for a lot. The second I saw it going one way, I bet a little 25-1 on Ole Miss. Like there was
very good bet.
Yeah, and because I was like, oh, bad. Like this team just watching it, and it was like one way track. I was like, oh, if this goes off, then they're very low. Gun to my head though, at the current prices, of the teams on there,
who do you like?
Probably Bama at current. I don't hate Notre Dame at 20 either.
Yeah,
Notre Dame, they win out. Like the win out is they're
it
going.
Depends on the. I'm gonna tell you some of them first round matchups. I mean, I'll make a bold statement. Would you be stunned? You got the top 4 teams get a bye. I think 2 of them are useless. The Big 12 champ and the ACC champ. I think there's a very strong possibility the national champion is going to be a 5 seed or lower.
Yeah.
What did you think of that take?
Yeah. No, I don't. I wonder if we'll get some seeding, like those type of props and stuff once it's playoff time. So I would imagine
the worry that I have for Notre Dame is, are they going to play Alabama or Ole Miss in a first round game? That would suck. Man, I'm looking to see if I bet Ole Miss in the preseason. Shit, I didn't. Damn, what an idiot I am. Holy shit, that's terrible. Good bet by you, man, on Saturday. That's really we're bringing up Ole Miss because, I mean, if that's their A effort and they're not even healthy, Dart wasn't even healthy. I mean, that's as good as it gets, folks. They dominated Georgia. Michael in the chat, and also Alabama would be the other team too. I mean, Milroe plays like that. I mean, who's beating them?
Yeah.
Tulane -6.5 versus Navy. Mason, not Macy, but I get it. Navy. Also wondering if Tulane is live for college football playoff. Have a Boise no ticket. Yeah, I think they're live. I mean, they just need Boise to lose. So
yeah,
Tulane doesn't have bad losses. They lost to Oklahoma and Kansas State. That's fine. They're dominating.
I mean, Boise was not dominant at all on Saturday.
No.
And rematch. Where's the Mountain West title game this year?
It'll be at Boise.
Okay. Blue turf, running Rebs, going in, revenge game.
You have said this. Okay. But then the question is, does UNLV get it? Because they would avenge the loss to Boise, and their only other loss being overtime to Syracuse. So, man, UNLV Tulane, I think their head-to-head would be pretty close. But Tulane probably beats Navy. I would lean their way this week.
Yeah, I would lean that way.
Army. Stronger conference. Yeah, I think Tulane would be, if I was slotting them, it'd be Boise 1, Tulane 2, UNLV 3 as far as the chances to get the playoffs. Keep an eye on them Raging Cajuns too. 1 loss. But Tulane beat them. Very good data point for Tulane. Guy asked, what's that?
I was just going to say the Raging Cajuns, like, sneaky are rolling. In a where, I mean, I thought early like that was going to be just like a
wide open 7-5, 8-4 type of team.
Yes, and they have just turned it on and started burying people.
Yeah, now they're looking like could finish 11-1. Rolling through, Zachary. Thoughts on Temple -2.5? Are we going back to North Texas this week? Boy, I can't. I mean, FAU's Fancher's out for the year. There could be a quit factor. Herman, is he fired? I'm just not big on laying points at Temple, but I think Temple's the right side this week. We can't have them winning. They can win this game, but can't win another one, right?
I was going to say, yeah, I think we got 3, and this would be 3, right?
Yeah, we got 3.5.
Yeah. We got margin for the
But wait, I think for the show, we got 2.5. Oh, dude, I'm going to pass on win totals next year. Terrible job. When you miss a couple fingers, when it's all said and done, you start to reevaluate yourself. North Texas, short week. UTSA's off a bye. I would probably lean UTSA.
I'm so disgusted after Saturday. I mean, I know that sometimes when you want to buy, but UTSA's got the offense role. I don't. To be honest with you, I'd lean UTSA.
I agree. That's what day is that? That's Friday. Let's revisit that one. Let's see where that one's at. I want to take UTSA. Garrett in the chat, lag way back. We talked about that. Kelly in trouble with the loss. No, is buy. I mean, he got a 10-year, $100 million guaranteed contract. They don't have the money to buy him out.
They spent some
Notre
money.
Dame fans told you what you're getting. You guys didn't listen. You thought we were shade.
Also, is a certain quarterback going to be on LSU next year? Did you see? This is like some straight out of a movie. The Stallions is like joining the Belleville staff.
Yeah. What is going on?
That's like what is happening? If you're the Belleville coach, like what are you like? We're gonna. I don't know. They're pulling out the stops for him.
Yeah, I don't know. There was they had another 5-star wide receiver for LSU. He decided to go to the Notre Dame Florida State game instead of the Alabama LSU game. Not looking good for old BK. He doesn't recruit. We try to tell you that, folks. Oh, it's a Notre Dame problem. He just, academic restrictions. Once he gets to LSU, it'll be different. No, he's lazy. Step on, and he doesn't perform well at the big stage. It just is what it is. Step on a duck. We love step on a duck. Hey, guys, have a significant position in ECU Tulsa this week. We love your thoughts. ECU, completely different team with a new regime and new quarterback. Let's go Pirates. The position that I have that's strongest in the game is I like the over. I like this East Carolina offense. It's totally different. So I know we already talked about it. I can't get to the side, but I like the over. I like East Carolina team total over is the one that I might attack.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Numbers gotten a bit rich. If you got an early duck on the number, then I think that's a good play. Just as we said, it's gotten a bit rich now. Lean that way. Actually, franchise played over at a little bit cheaper, but would still lean that way as well.
Yeah, the over I think is a pretty good play. Yeah, franchise reached out to me. He said he was asking if I got certain numbers.
I know you've been. You'd probably
behind.
Know, but you guys been going at it on those for years. He's always.
I know it's either me or him. So if you want to blame somebody for a number moving, it's either me or franchise. Probably, most likely. I love it. We do go back and forth. I think I got a couple that he wished he had this week.
What do we got? Tuesday, I can't believe we buried the lead here.
Yeah,
we got full slate.
You got to bring up maction here. So if you just want to go through, Jacob, just go to the regular game schedule. Let's roll through all these 6 MAC games on Tuesday, Wednesday. Let's see if we got something here. I did bet it, obviously. What's with the Central Michigan had money against them earlier today, then money on them? Are we betting Central Michigan games or just passing?
I mean, I did agree with the over, and this is one if we would have been on earlier. I liked the over move.
I like the over. I bet the over. He asked me on that one. Yeah. I got the over before him.
Yeah, and you know what? Even a couple in the the high 40s here, I probably would have been in 47, 47 and a half, 48, 50 and a half now. I think we might have got a little rich. So
side, I bet Toledo. Can't bet it now. It was under her key number.
Yep.
Ball State Buffalo. Another back and forth today in the market. I lean Buffalo actually.
Me too.
One. I also bet the over in the game.
Yeah, I don't know if we best bet, but I definitely lean Buffalo in this one.
I agree.
If you're looking,
4 would be a best bet, not 4.5. Choose -115. BG Western Michigan.
Oh baby, our Falcons.
I lean Western.
I couldn't say. I can't bet it over 7. At flat 7, you would have had me on BG. Over
that wasn't that great last week, man, against Central.
No, it was a little. No, it was the run game. Like that offensive line is Jekyll and Hyde sometimes this year. Like where they could not run the ball very well. Yeah, I didn't think it was overly impressive. And Western, their defense, it's like all or nothing. Their defense is so bad. Offensively, they can get it up. The total, I think, is it's just high. I mean, for a weekday.
It's too high for a MAC game in November.
Yeah, for a weekday MAC
I went to school there, man. I'm telling you, I'm not betting overs in November at the Doit. No way. It's under or pass.
I was going to say, I'd almost lean under at this number.
Yeah. I agree. Is it best bet material, though? I don't know. That Western Michigan's defense is not good.
No, it is not. It is no. And they're
all
playing.
Right, so we lean under there. We're just giving you leans because that's what you guys want. There's games you want action. Akron, Northern Illinois. I bet Akron, but that number's long gone. Where are you at on that current?
Yeah, I saw there was some 17 and a half early.
There was even higher than that, bud.
Oh, really? Even early, even more. Yeah, I couldn't get there now. To be honest with you, I'd be waiting to see if there's a lot of flat. There's a 14.5, a lot of flat. If I saw a flat 14, I'd be on Northern Illinois.
Where you at on the Eastern Michigan Ohio game? A little bit back and forth there.
Eastern Michigan,
They're statistically not good.
No, they're never good. They're statistically never
Yeah.
good. Yet they just cover like a covering machine in these numbers. I'd lean Ohio.
Yeah, I would too. I didn't time it right. There was some early money on Eastern. I'm like, is this going to 7? And then I saw this morning some people. The sharp side, in my opinion, is Ohio. I hate not getting the absolute best of the number. Then I really don't have much interest in Kent State.
You can't. I mean, how can you?
Maybe the over. I mean, it just all depends on what Miami wants to do. But I could also see Miami just running a line, move on to the next week.
Legitimately, this is peak maction. Ulatowski or whatever for Kent State. Nobody even knew he wasn't starting last week until a beat reporter said and then had to correct himself and say, no, it's not Ulatowski. It's like some other guy who couldn't. So not that he's great, but QB2.
We need to create a MAC. People need to be boots on the ground in the MAC.
Yeah.
So I'm going to work on it because I'm going to be back that way for next season. I'm going to get some people together. We are going to be at these games in November.
BP coming home for 2025?
Yeah, it's becoming more and more likely. So there will be, when I say boots on the ground, there will be boots on the ground. And if it has to be me, I'll be on the ground. And I'll let people know what the hell is going on in some of these. There's your maction. Nothing wild. There's really not even, I guess the most competitive, game as far as the conference standings would be Western Bowling Green. Not great. We'll see. Anything can happen, though. I think if everybody play, BG's still alive, our Falcons. So hopefully, I'm rooting for them to win out. Yeah. Well, yeah, they get Miami. They got this game at home, and they got Miami at home. So I'm hoping that they take it home for us.
Yeah, this is kind of the first. Yeah, give us. People are asking, what is the live? I've been to Vegas many times. Never once, and I know you've been there a while, I could live here permanently.
Vegas?
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's it's different post-COVID. It was a different city pre-COVID. COVID changed a little bit. I don't think people, this is just takeaways. This isn't political side here. I'm just saying that there probably was a reason why they went red for the first time in forever. A little bit because what happened a couple years during COVID wasn't a great city to live in. I could tell you that. Usually this is the city, anything goes. It wasn't that for a couple years. So that got me pretty hot-headed. I can tell you that. I'll just say this, not to go on a beaten path. It's not a place to raise a family. Definitely not. If you're young and single, awesome place to live, obviously. If you're an older guy and just wants to bet and mind his own business, and you're single and wants to do, man things, then it's a good city to live in. But again, I would never recommend this state if you want to raise a family. The education system's terrible. A lot of other things going on.
People are mentioning it in the chat. They have not, because of a lot of the old school Nevada lobbyists, a lot of the new age gaming and books aren't in Nevada. So I think there's more opportunity just from a sports betting perspective in a lot of these states where you have the FanDuels and all these type of things, and the casinos are everywhere now. So yeah, the original why a lot of people went out there for sports betting, that doesn't really make a lot of sense anymore.
Agree. So there's one book here that's kept me here, obviously, but even that, FanDuel is beating them to the punch as far as openers and stuff. So not much reason to stay. And I'll go one step further. And the thing that they don't report, it's a more dangerous city than what gets out there, because they want the tourism to stay. It's since COVID again, a lot more dangerous, a lot more crime here than what's being reported. All right, enough of that. A couple more in the chat and we'll call it a show. Steven in the chat, the Washington State Lobo is over. I mean, highest total on the board. I could see it. UMass plus 14.5. I like that. I made that bet. I like the young kid Haston. Yeah, there's not much difference in their quarterbacks. So, yeah, I don't mind UMass.
I'm kind of.
You like Liberty?
No. I said
Okay.
this is kind of back in you know what? You son of a, I should have went head to head with you on Liberty last week, but this feels more of like a back to a Liberty fade. They're going up to UMass, off a bye, a little bit of a QB change. I kind of like it over 2 TDs.
Best bet it or no?
Yeah, let's put it in. Punt it
Yeah,
in.
best bet. Massachusetts. I bet that exact line. So, like it. There we
Yeah,
go.
I think
As far as Washington State, New Mexico over, I could only see that. You got suppressed scoring on a couple of recent New Mexico games. They moved the football a ton against Colorado State. Somehow it was only 17-6. And then last week they're playing on basically a baseball diamond. I don't know. On a dirt field against San Diego State. That was ridiculous. They still moved it. They just didn't score. Brett Pun, like either favorite of SMU or Notre Dame. I'm not wild about either. Not against it. Yeah. You know what? No, I did bet BC plus 17.
I was just gonna say at 17, it's most 16.5s out there. At 17, I'm on BC.
Yeah.
The Notre Dame.
Also, Anos got bent. I mean, it is what it is there. He hasn't been playing well.
No, he has not been.
The backup's got experience. He's fine. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not even sure in terms of like covering this game. I'm not sure that's a bad thing.
I agree. Throw the football. Notre Dame. Notre Dame seems like they're on a mission. So there's a reason why we've been floating them around on some like title stuff because they're just steamrolling people.
I mean, I was going to say granted, this isn't exactly the murderer's row, but last 4 weeks they're winning by an average of like 35 points a game. They're just absolutely smashing. And I'm not Virginia. Nice win over Pitt. I don't think Virginia's very good. So
no, agree. Boy, a lot of futures questions. David, conference title, miss playoffs. I'm going to rely on you. I am like in the summer. I make like 50 of these that I just, whatever it is during the season. I liked what you said, Ole Miss. That was really good that you did. Colorado was our play a couple weeks ago.
So let me hold on.
I don't know these tiebreakers. There's going to be like 4 or 5 teams in the SEC tiebreakers. There's some other conferences. I can't get into that.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Dave. I'll have one for you on Friday. A little scummy one that I've been. I want not to hold out on you, but need to get down on it a little bit, and then also just make sure tiebreaker stuff is legit. So remind me on Friday. I'll have a conference future for you. Also, they are going to steal the Mackey from Harold Fanning. Jacob, clip this up because on other shows in the college football realm that some people on those shows might have had bets on, all they want to talk about is Tyler Warren. Oh, she should be unanimous. He's like 50 yards a game guy, and they give him a few wildcat carries in the red zone to juice up his stats. It's fraudulent. Fanning's gonna like double him up. People don't even know who he is. The voters don't even know who Harold Fanning is, and he's the best tight in America. And some people on the show, unbiased of course, might have him 500 to 1 them in the Mackey, and they're gonna steal it from him. Stop the steal on the Mackey Award. Harold Fanning should be the leader, should be the guy. Get Tyler Warren out of here. Sorry, you're a college football reporter and you only watch big games. The best tight end in football plays in Bowling Green, Ohio, and you can watch him play tomorrow in the MAC, not in Penn State where, I only watch 3 games a week, and Tyler Warren, I know his name, so I'm going to vote for him. Joke. Absolute joke.
Amen. Hopefully whoever's running our social, that gets clipped. So I couldn't have said it better. Fanning's the best. So he's not going to win it though, probably.
He's not going to win it. I know. I already know. He's not going to
tell you. Here's another. People ask for Phil Steele stories behind the scenes. So for several years, he has a big say in the awards. So we're on the committees. We're on the committees. We're taking the conference calls. And we're in charge of like the list. Here's the list. Here's the semis. We're on the conference calls. Who makes the list? Who doesn't? I was in charge of that for 4 or 5 years on the call. No, you guys have to get this guy on here. If you leave him off, I would be adamant. You cannot leave this guy. You have to vote for this guy. With me out of there, I'll give you an ego. There's been issues. Just saying that on these conference calls, these people have no clue. They do not watch. They don't. I don't even think they barely watch the big games. And if they're in charge of like one team, that's the only team they watch is that team.
Right.
So I cannot. There's so much. I don't know. Just you would think if your job is to cover and write college football, even the national pundits, you would watch college football, but they don't. So I had to. It was my job to educate people for 4 or 5 years. Now that I've been out of there, it really bothers me because I can tell someone's not correcting these people like they should. It sucks. Connor, UVA, I think plus 23. I think you're gonna end up with a better number. Just letting you know there.
Yeah.
Brett, New Mexico plus 13. Could see it. But nah. I mean, backdoors available there. Let's see if we can get a better number there. Houston, Arizona thoughts. I kind of think Houston's the side, but can we get a 3? Do you agree with that?
I agree with that. This is one, I agree. I don't know where the market's going to go on that one. But I would definitely lean that way. That was sharply priced because I agree. I was looking to bet Houston at open, hoping for some better numbers, and it was just it's thin. Even though I still lean that way number wise, I think it's thin.
Yeah, let's get a 3 there. And that's a go. David, Miami plus 125 to win ACC, crazy value. They have Wake and Q's left. Yeah, then SMU probably.
I mean, if you have as you said, minus 105 there, so plus 125. So they'd be. I think. Fine. Yeah,
I don't think that. I mean, I don't think Syracuse is a layup.
I don't. Not with that. Not with the defense they're running out there.
No. And also, SMU in the title game is not a layup either.
No,
I mean, I don't. No. Miami probably slightly favored? Yeah, but
I was going to say, what is that?
Miami 6 or 7? Where are they laying? Maybe 2, 3.
Yeah, that's what I was.
It's not that good of a team. So, if you got the best price in market, I'm not going to ever boohoo that. But yeah, I'm not looking to bet Miami. Shane, South Florida minus 2.5. I think Charlotte's the right side there. To be honest with you.
Shane,
did you get that? Did franchise look at that 3.5? I almost want to bet Charlotte. Did franchise get that 6? That was 6 on an opener yesterday.
No,
I hit it.
Didn't get it. I know. You know what they did? We don't have to. They did it a little weird where it was like up and down the screen with the rotation numbers were all like jacked up, and so I didn't even see that was at the bottom of the screen. Then I look and it already moved. But this South, I can't. I'll give you credit on this. That Brown injury, that Thano was like, oh, he's back. We haven't seen him in a month. Where is he still?
He ain't coming back.
I was gonna say, is he just out for the season?
I think so. Now, I took a lot of lumps for the Navy South Florida pick because I like South Florida. You got me off of it, or at least the show off of it. So kudos to you. They did move the football. They had like 4 or 5 trips inside the 40. 0.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind on Navy's defense. But yeah, the quarterback is they've been disappointing. Charlotte for me there. Anything above 3. Action Sports Central, just a few more and we'll call it a show. Western Kentucky, that line should be 14 plus, I would think. I don't know. What frame of mind is Louisiana Tech in? They gave up the Hail Mary last week. I mean, they've just lost a ton of close games, La Tech.
Yeah, that was Pete. They give up the Hail Mary and then the dude misses the PAT. Yeah. Like that was CUSA summed up in the season right there. It was like I was just like laughing out loud by myself watching that. I gotta be honest with you. I think Western Kentucky's better. Like I think they're the cream of the crop in the Q, which is not saying much. What do you think?
Laying it?
I would lean that way, but I think we've got another Q to lay, and it's
all right.
Let's go. People are gonna be like, "How's this guy talk about this team every week?" What do you got in Sam Houston, Kenny?
All right, I like this.
Yeah, Sam Houston State was Kennesaw State, Jacob. Because I think we might have the best number in the market at.
Yeah, let's go. Best right now. Do it minus 13.5, Jacob. Put that in.
Yeah,
FanDuel.
Put it in, Jake. Because I agree with you that. So I don't understand. I was talking to famous Kennesaw State alum earlier about the firing. I can't believe what are they doing with them? I mean, this is the guy that took them from a a bottom feeder FCS program, built them up to a competitive FCS program, and then they get to FBS. I don't understand. I mean, what were you expecting this season?
Something's not right there.
You see their best player on defense
Jacob.
just hit the portal. Like their best defensive tackle after that got announced hit the portal. So yeah, I like Sam Houston off a bye versus Kennesaw State cannot throw the ball, whatever. I watched way too much of that Kenny UTEP game. We got fortunate that was even that close, that it went to OT and all that. Like they should have lost that by 10 points. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of think they get waxed this week. They get kids, after the coach gets fired. To me, that's not one of like a coaching bump where everybody hated him. I got to tell you, I wouldn't be surprised to see them get buried this week.
I like that. Very, very well done, folks. That is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Joey Knish. And that's going to we'll wrap it up on a best bet. I know we didn't. Oh, Joey Pucks. Charles, you got any Joey Pucks?
Joey, do we got a Joe Pucks for, I think we got an overnight. Let me double check here that the line's still all right. These are the best Joe Pucks one, because usually the day of is they're pretty thin. Tomorrow, Islanders, Oilers under 6.5. So overnight games tomorrow. That's a Joey Pucks. Islanders, Oilers under 6.5 tomorrow for the Joey Pucks crew. Nothing. I don't think I actually had anything tonight on tonight's action. So yeah, if you can get that at 6.5 or better, that's a bet.
There you go. That is Joey Knish. Appreciate all you guys. You know what? Let's recap all the best bets we gave out so far today, and then we'll call it a show. So best bets, I think we had 4 of them. Should have been 5, but I'm joking. But we like to give people, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's coming home.
Yeah, Clemson. I was gonna say I might go lay Clemson for my mortgage here. I did not. Get a buy to 9.5, but we'll see where that's at Friday.
Yeah, we'll see where it's at on because the market doesn't like Clemson. So we got UMass plus 14.5, like that. Sam Houston we just gave out, love that. That is great bet by Knish. Baylor minus 2.5, Kansas plus 3.5. Boy, look at that, all around key numbers, getting that extra half point. Boy, it's pretty simple, isn't it, folks? That's all it is. I got nothing else, man. You got any closing thoughts? No. I thought I had a C- performance, dude. I sucked today.
Picked it up. Yeah, it took you a minute to get going, then picked it up. Back half of the show, got in rhythm. Just like
I couldn't even get the show's date right. Friday.
Yeah, I had to get get it out early, and now, hey, listen. I knew you were feeling, hurt that Zach,
very hurt.
Yeah,
again, like you said, you got to pull
Jake up there, and he's, Zach's busy. He's washing Pozzola's car or something. So, it's I can see you being a little shaken up with that.
That'll close it, folks. Hey, appreciate all the super chats, comments, concerns, questions for the man, the myth, the legend himself, Joey Knish, for Jacob, our great fill-in producer. I'm merely Brad Powers. We'll see you guys on Friday, 5 o'clock. You just watched Hit the Books, part of the Hammer Betting Network, sponsored by FanDuel. See you Friday.